Most men believe pleasing a woman is all about technique, different movements, different tricks, and hoping one of them works. But what if I told you that the biggest secret to female pleasure has nothing to do with technique at all? In fact, many women never reach their full level of pleasure simply because men are focusing on the wrong things. In this video, I'm going to show you the psychology, the biology, and the small details that completely change the experience for women. And once you understand this, intimacy becomes easier, more natural, and far more satisfying for both of you. A lot of men believe that going down on a woman is simply about moving their tongue in different directions and hoping for the best. Maybe you've heard of the alphabet technique, where you try to trace letters with your tongue. Maybe you switch movements constantly, thinking variety will magically unlock the secret. But here's the honest truth that very few people say out loud. If that's your entire strategy, there's a strong chance she isn't actually finishing. Now, I'm not saying that to embarrass you. In fact, the fact that you're here listening to this already puts you ahead of most men. It means you care enough to learn, to improve, and to understand your partner better. And that's exactly what this conversation is about. Because when it comes to giving a woman deep, satisfying pleasure, technique alone is only a small part of the picture. What really makes the difference is awareness, patience, emotional connection, and understanding how her body actually responds to stimulation. I'm Dr. Eva Danial, the men's health expert, and over the years I've worked with thousands of couples who struggled with intimacy, not because they didn't care about each other, but because nobody ever taught them how female arousal actually works. So let's talk about it honestly. One of the biggest mistakes men make is skipping the warm-up entirely. There's excitement in the moment, the energy is building, and naturally you want to jump straight to the most sensitive area. But the female body doesn't work like a light switch that turns on instantly. A woman's entire nervous system needs time to wake up and respond. When arousal builds gradually, blood flow increases, nerve endings become more responsive, and her body begins to move into a state where pleasure can deepen naturally. Without that process, even the best technique won't feel nearly as intense for her. So instead of rushing straight to the destination, focus on the journey. Touch her thighs slowly. Let your hands move without urgency. Kiss along her hips, her stomach, and the inner parts of her legs. These areas may not seem obvious at first, but they play a huge role in building anticipation. Anticipation is one of the most powerful elements of desire. Sometimes something as simple as breathing softly near her skin, without even touching, can send a wave of excitement through her body. That moment of suspense, where she knows what might happen next, creates a powerful emotional and physical reaction. When a woman feels that anticipation building, her body begins to respond in a very real, physiological way. Blood flow increases, sensitivity rises, and her mind shifts fully into the moment. And that's when real pleasure begins to grow. Another critical piece most men overlook is rhythm. Many guys believe they should constantly change their movements to keep things interesting. They switch patterns, vary speed, and try different techniques every few seconds. But the female body often responds best to consistency. When a particular rhythm feels good, her nervous system begins to build momentum from that exact pattern. Each repetition strengthens the sensation and brings her closer to climax. When that rhythm is suddenly interrupted or changed, the momentum can disappear instantly. That's why many women experience frustration during intimacy. They were close to climax, but the pattern that was working suddenly changed. If you pay attention to her breathing, her body movements, and the sounds she makes, you'll notice when you've found the rhythm that works. And when you find it, stay there. Consistency, patience, and attentiveness are often far more powerful than endless variety. Another important aspect of intimacy is learning to read her body. Sometimes stimulation that feels incredible one moment can suddenly feel too intense the next. This is especially common when she's approaching orgasm or immediately after she's already had one. During those moments, sensitivity increases dramatically. If her body suddenly tenses, if her hips pull away slightly, or if her legs tighten around you. These can be subtle signals that the intensity needs to shift. That doesn't mean stopping entirely. Often it simply means slowing down, softening the pressure, or moving your attention to nearby areas for a few moments while her body settles again. Great lovers don't just follow a technique, they pay attention to feedback. Another thing that quietly affects the entire experience is emotional atmosphere. Many men focus purely on physical actions, but emotional connection plays a massive role in how pleasure is experienced. If she feels desired, admired, and appreciated, her body naturally relaxes and opens up. But if she feels pressure to perform or worries about whether she's taking too long, that mental tension can block her ability to fully let go. That's why creating a relaxed and safe environment matters so much. Sometimes the smallest details can change everything. Gentle words, reassuring touch, or simply showing genuine enjoyment in being close to her. Women are highly responsive to emotional cues. When she feels that you truly want to be there with her, that desire itself becomes deeply arousing. Another powerful but often overlooked element is sound. If you're completely silent, she may start wondering whether you're enjoying the moment. That uncertainty can pull her attention away from the sensations she's feeling. Simple expressions of appreciation, soft moans, gentle compliments, or even just letting your breathing show your excitement can reassure her that you're fully present. Desire is contagious. When she senses your genuine enjoyment, it amplifies her own experience. Another common mistake is treating her orgasm as the ultimate goal. Ironically, the more pressure someone feels to reach that goal, the harder it becomes. Pleasure thrives in an environment of playfulness and exploration. When intimacy becomes a performance or a test, it loses the natural flow that allows the body to relax. Instead of focusing on getting her there, focus on creating moments of connection and pleasure along the way. Often, when that pressure disappears, the outcome happens naturally. Hands also play an important role during intimacy. While your mouth may be focused on one area, your hands can provide grounding and emotional connection. A gentle touch on her hips, her stomach, or her thighs can help her stay present in the moment. Touch communicates reassurance and closeness. It reminds her that you're not just performing a technique, you're sharing an experience together. Communication, both verbal and nonverbal, is another key element. Many couples struggle in silence because they feel awkward discussing what feels good. But intimacy becomes far more satisfying when both partners feel comfortable expressing their preferences. Simple questions like, "Does this feel good?" or "Do you like it when I do this?" can open the door to deeper understanding. Over time, that openness builds trust, and trust is one of the strongest foundations of satisfying intimacy. Another factor that often gets overlooked is overall health. Things like stress, poor sleep, hormonal imbalances, and circulation issues can affect sexual performance and desire for both men and women. Healthy blood flow, balanced hormones, and reduced stress levels all contribute to better intimacy. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and emotional well-being all support a more fulfilling sex life. When the body feels healthy and energized, the mind and emotions tend to follow. At the end of the day, becoming a truly skilled lover isn't about memorizing tricks. It's about presence. It's about slowing down enough to notice the small details, the way her breathing changes, the way her body responds, the subtle signals she gives without saying a word. When you approach intimacy with patience, curiosity, and genuine care for her experience, everything begins to change. The connection deepens, the pleasure grows naturally, and both partners begin to feel more confident, more relaxed, and more satisfied. Remember, great intimacy isn't something that happens by accident. It develops through understanding, communication, and emotional awareness. When those elements come together, the experience becomes far more meaningful than any technique alone could ever create. I'm Dr. Eva Danial, the men's health expert, and my mission is to help men build stronger relationships, deeper confidence, and healthier intimate lives through knowledge and understanding. Because when you truly understand how connection, trust, and pleasure work together, intimacy stops feeling like a challenge and starts feeling like one of the most natural and rewarding parts of life.